Hey, Shawnee from SpeedCubeView.com. Let's take a look at the GAN 356R. So it comes in what you've been seeing other GAN puzzle packaging looking like, where it's this paper box. Not much comes in it. You get the cube, pamphlet, tensioning tool. This is a big difference from the 356X, which comes with 4 different types of magnets, or I think 3 different types, and one's it has nothing, like 4 different spring sets. So it's a very different puzzle. But what's also very different about it is this is only about 16 bucks. And this one is about 60. So a very big difference. Let's go through the differences and I'll kind of go over my thoughts with it. So first thing you'll notice taken out of the box is the color shades are different. So if I do a checkerboard pattern with both of these, you can see that the yellow is much darker, the green and blue are much darker, and the red and orange are much darker. So it's overall just has more dull shades. Things you might have seen, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago on every single puzzle. No one really did this back then, and this is kind of what we expect nowadays. I will say, though, that I kind of like this blue and this red, and I'm thinking about switching it out on this puzzle so I get more of a half-bright shade with that orange and red contrasting, as well as switching out the blue with that blue and green contrasting. I'm almost certain I'll switch out the blue, and the red's a bit dark. I don't know. I'll debate that one, but I'll make a video after this, a separate one, how to remove the caps and how to switch those out. I'll be doing another thing on this anyways, but I'll talk about that as we get more towards the end of the video. So a couple things also about the puzzle. They come with the yellow springs. It doesn't have the numerical IPG tensioning system where you just sort of push and turn, but I almost prefer this one because you can have limitless tensionable possibilities, technically. Yeah, I did tension it a little bit tighter out of the box, but then I ended up loosening it back up because corner cutting really went away when I tightened it. And so this is a little bit tighter than out of the box, and you have over 45-degree corner cutting, pretty good reverse. The pieces look almost identical to the 356X. So let's take some pieces out and talk about that. So you can see here, they're shaped exactly the same here. It almost looks like no difference at all. But on the side, you can see a big difference with the X is we have that magnet. So I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to hold this up closer to the camera. I just realized how far this was away. I'm trying a whole new setup so I get hopefully a nicer camera and I can make more videos more consistent. But yeah, let's hold this up a little bit closer. So you can see a big difference in that magnet. Same thing goes for the corner pieces. They look nearly identical between the X and the R, but the X has that magnet. The core is the same. The springs are the same kind of springs, so you can't switch out for the old ones from the SM or other puzzles because they wouldn't fit. And I've tried swapping the core out, but that doesn't actually quite work because the centers are made for these screws. So actually putting in different screws doesn't quite work with the way the centers are shaped. These are a little more shallow, I believe. Okay, so how does it perform? Well, kind of how you'd expect. It needs magnets. It flexes a lot. And tightening the tensions can help with that, but then you reduce corner cutting. I had some trouble just actually scrambling the puzzle at times because it would start to flex and get really misshapen. And even this isn't that out of line, but it's definitely catching a lot there. In comparison, there used to be the old 356 Lite. It was the same exact design as the 356 Masters Edition, the V2, but this one didn't have any magnets. Now I did switch out the stickers. Stickers for the Lite were the dull shades as well, but I feel like the V2 was a much more stable puzzle and really worked without magnets. I feel like this puzzle's made to have magnets in it, and it doesn't. There's no slots for magnets either. It's just none at all. Now, can you add magnets? Yes, you can. So let's talk about that. Actually, I'm going to solve this first, just to get that out of the way. Okay, so yeah, you can add magnets, and let's go into that just a little bit. Now, if I push down here, you can take this cap up. There we go. And it just fits in like that. Actually really easy to take that cap off that piece, and the magnets can just fit in right in here. I need to make sure when I put the magnets in that I put them in the right spot, but it looks like I can just slide right there in that center. So I'll make a video separately on adding magnets, because I'll go to some solid right now so you can see how this performs. So you can see when I'm being controlled with it and actually a little bit slower, the sols are fine. The sols work okay, but if there's any inaccuracies, it kind of does get a little bit catchy. If you're someone that doesn't want to or can't pay for what a 356X is or a 354, and you really want a GAN puzzle, this will work. It's only 16 bucks and it works fine, but for something that is a budget puzzle for that same price, something that's a non-magnetic puzzle like a Little Magic, or something that's magnetic like the MGC that's the same price, might be a little more beneficial as far as performance goes. So I recommend this puzzle if you're someone who fits into that category, that you really want a GAN puzzle, and maybe you're fine on putting magnets into it, or if not, and you're just more of an accurate turner, go for it. But there's really a lot of things that I feel like could be done differently. Now, if this was a stickered puzzle and you could switch it out with any colored stickers, that'd be nice too, because the shades are a little bit dull for me. I know some people have actually said they prefer these shades. I don't know about this yellow, green, and orange, but the red and blue could work really well on the X. So actually, another reason to get this is if you've already spent money on the X, but you want some other tiles. I don't think at the moment you can buy just the individual tiles, although, maybe I'll ask some shops if they can supply those, but you can buy this and then swap things out. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedqreview.com for more news and reviews.